Hello and welcome to the next installment of the LPDL on this channel. So, if you don't remember, we previously had the LPDL on this channel, and in turn, it's a Little Cup league. Last time a Little Cup league was a low tier league. This time it's more, standard. I believe I don't play much Little Cup, so it's hard to say. I'm pretty sure it's standard. There's not many got some strong things here. So, just to really hammer home the difference, a lot of stuff was banned, like Mienfoo, a lot of the top tiers, Mienfoo, Mudbray, Elekid, things like that. I think Rookie was banned too, if I remember correctly. But this league, they're all available, and there's even some mons that look like, I believe, were banned from World Cup, such as like Murko, Scraggy, Snivy. I think Donkey's banned from the World Cup too, but don't quote me on that. No, it's not. It's not banned. I just don't know what I'm talking about. But either which way, that's what we're in for this time around. I had a lot of fun the last league, so I'm thinking this one will be fun, a lot of fun too. Just some simple rules to go over that are kind of just get the idea of the league. There's only 7 weeks this time, so it's a bit quicker of a league. 12 coaches, a lot of good coaches too. So, and since it's an upload required league, make sure you go check them all out because there'll be a lot of content going around. Anything interesting here? No. So, as you know, Little Cup needs to be level 5. Bunch of other normal rules like no forfeiting and so on and so forth. Make sure you keep track of stats. Your sleep clause, which is, understandable. No invasion stuff, no Oko moves, no Moody. There are some things that are interesting, I think. That there's only 2 Vitalites per team, which is similar to the first time I played. And then there's also the rule that there's no Terra Captains. Terra Captains can't hold a Violite, so stuff like Hydrality from last season can't hold in a Violite, which, I kind of spammed. I just kind of threw that on there every time and it did pretty well, so it makes sense. The league allowed for 80 points, 20 of which would be Terra attacks kind of thing. So they still come out of your budget overall, but there's mons that are higher value based on if you Terra it or not. So looking at the draft board, you got one example like this Vulpix here. Originally it's 14 points. Max mons are 15, but if you run Vulpix with Terra, you get 17 points. So it is what it is. As we go through, you'll probably understand more. Hopefully I build a pretty good team. But we'll see. Any last things I want to say about the rules? No. Pretty basic stuff outside of that. All your other standard stuff. Which is fine. They're standard for the reason. So, moving on to my team and the actual draft. I ended up getting picked 1, which is amazing because I had to pick up anything I wanted, and there's a lot of good stuff. I decided to go pretty simple and straightforward because fighting types are really good into the little cup draft and NFE and stuff like that. So I decided to just go with last follow the NFE route and say, hey, it worked out pretty well last time when I picked a top tier fighting type in the first round, so we'll just go follow that rule. And we've ended up picking up Mienfoo, which, as I understand, is one of the better mons in Little Cup. I know it's banned in another league I've been following, but so I'm pretty happy with this pick. I think it's got all kinds of abilities. It can run a Violite, which is amazing for it, because this thing is really tanky. It's a good choice scarfer because it's pretty much faster than most of my opponent's team. Gets great abilities in Regenerator, Inner Focus, Reckless. Inner Focus means I don't have to worry about all the fake out mons that can come my way. Regenerator means I can just U-turn out of situations, because that'll generally be faster than things without choice scarves. And then get my health back. And Reckless helps for things such as High Jump Kick and other such moves. I don't think it gets any other moves than High Jump Kick that Reckless affects, but as I go through the season, we'll see if I can figure something out. That's pretty much the mon. 85 attacks, really good. And 65 is that level of speed where you want to be at in Little Cup. It's like I'm going to say it's like your 110s in like more regular leagues, which can be fun. So, moving on to my next mon. Since I've picked one, a lot of mons were gone by the time it came back to me. I was hoping that Elekid made it back, but sadly I believe it was round 1 pick again. But I think we got a pretty good mon either which way in Wingull. So this mon has speed for days. And as far as I can tell, based on my research I've done on this, format, it hits really hard. Even with that 55 special attack, you run a Life Orb, Hurricane, Surf, which are 2 really good stab moves. Generally Ice Beam for your coverage, and then whatever else you want for the 4th move. Could be U-turn if I don't have Life Orb and don't want to waste HP. I don't see any point in running Roost. This thing ain't living much ever. It's no Pelipper, that's for sure in terms of the defense. But U-turn, Protect, Substitute. Its abilities aren't worth really mentioning, but there's like some world where I can do like a Rain Dish into a Rain Dance in the Rain Dish team. So those are going to be far and few between and may never see the light of day. So it is what it is. We'll hope we'll do good though. I hope this thing hits hard as I think it will, and you don't really get to see Wingull around too often. Moving on to our next pick. I decided to go after a ground type, but also a grass type, in Toadschool. This thing is really defensively bulky and special defense, and has really decent speed. His little stats are a little lacking, not much offensive-wise, but it does enough. It does get knockoff, and it does get a lot of coverage, like Dazzling Gleam, Sludge Bomb. Stuff you kind of don't expect it to get. Good ground's always a good coverage to have, and Earth Power and stuff like that. So, what else is there to do about this mon? It's a Rabbit Spinner. It gets Mycelium Maya's ability, so I can it kind of hampers my more support sets, but I can do things such as set up Spike, set up. I think it gets Stealth Rocks. I think it gets both screens. What else does it get? I think it gets Spore too, so maybe I put something to sleep when it's annoying. If I can say I can survive a hit. And we'll go from there. So, next up, we picked my Terra Captain up. And that would be good old Pawniard. So this thing is a strong Terra Captain. Sword Stance, Sucker Punch does great work in the things. Iron has a great move. There's not many fairies running around, but there's enough to where I think this would work. Since there's a pretty strong fighting meta in this, Dark Steel, not great. God, music. Back. Sorry about that. But Dark Steel is not great into a fighting meta. But with Terra, I can Terra out of that weakness into like Ghost. I can Terra into Flying to try to KO it back with Terra Blast or something. It's good natural bulk and 70 defense. And sadly I can't use a Violet on it due to the rules of the league. But I think won't be the end of the world. I think this thing will still get a good amount of kills if I play my sucker punches right. It's gonna be pretty tough sometimes because I know people are gonna be expecting sucker punch mind games at the end of games, and kind of struggle with those sometimes. So we'll go from there. So after this, as you know, I've been saying constantly, the fighting type meta is pretty strong into this kind of format. We go in and got a intimidate poison type in Ekans, which the stats aren't really standing out to you in terms of defensive wise, but intimidate with a violate and other things like that, I think it really would help out the team where I need it to be. Intimidate is just a really nice ability to have. I know Kaz has done some things like coil and stuff like that, but I think this mod also gets knockoff, so that's 4 decent knockoff users on my team right now. I say decent for Wingle, but it's not decent for Wingle. But you get the idea. You really get the idea. But this thing is like my defensive answer to the fighting types right now. I know a lot of them seem set up, and a lot get ground coverage, I think. But Intimidate will help me out, especially with a Violate. Makes my life a little bit easier on the physical side, because I got a couple good special guys. If you noticed so far in my team, though, I have a lot of like decent attacking mons, and my 2 special attackers right now are Wingle and Toescruel, with Wingle having the higher special attack at 55, which is the same special attack that Mienfoo has. So by technicalities, I can run Mienfoo as a special attacker and say, hey, my best special attacker Wingle is same, so it gotta be decent, right? But either which way, tangents aside, we had to go get some special attackers next. And my choice for the matter was a lower point mon in Finnegan. Once again, decent speed at 60. I think gets to 16 on the chart. Yeah, 16 overall. And with 62 attack, it puts me in a good spot to where Flamethrower and other such moves will hit toward the satisfactory level. With some Violate, this thing can be good in the special defensive side. Another thing to remember about this is that it is gets Magician as an ability. So I can do fun things such as, what's it called? Overheat White Herb into taking an item. Maybe stealing a Violate or something and get an extra Violate out of the game. But I think there's still a lot of things I can do here. Magician is a fun ability, especially when a Violate's limited and can be useful. So yeah, it's pretty basic for what I'm going to do with this thing. Special nuke as best as possible. Next up, we kind of went a higher level, a higher point total in Axiom. So this thing is going to Dragon Dance. It gets Mold Breakers, so I don't have to worry a lot about abilities too much. But 87 attack is absolutely massive in the format. Absolutely just blows things away. It has great priority in like first impression and such things like that. But your main bread and butter is going to be like a Dragon Dance, Zombie Tantrum. I think that's the general set on you'll see on the ladder. It does get fun things like Scale Shot Sword Stance, which as we've seen Garchomp do, can be very good. I think Haxorus does it too, but not to such a degree. What else is to say about Axew? It also hits that nice 16 speed stat where I could technically run it Choice Scarf and be pretty happy with my choices. I feel like my team's overall pretty fast. I got a lot of 60s in the overall speed. That's pretty much the idea, I think, with Axew. But it kind of falls back onto my problem of nothing but physical attackers, which ain't great for me. So moving on, we got our next special attacker in a Flabebe. This thing I know runs Choices Scarf a lot. I think that's the set in the calc deck that I was looking at when I was doing calcs. 61 special attacks is not bad at all. Since there's very little steals that go along with very little fairies, a lot of times you're going to be seeing you know, 3 Moonblast are great. Great special defense as well. And things like that. A lot of fun. A lot of fun to go off there. Does get Wish and other things like that, but I don't think Wish is too good into the world of Little Cup, because 44 HP ain't getting them very far. No ability to speak of. Flower Veil is not a real ability, especially since it's not a grass type, and Symbiosis is a doubles ability. It does, it does get a light screen and no reflect though, which sucks, but it was whatever. But it gets interesting moves. Nothing really crazy. Its main thing is just gonna be clicking Moonblast into things, maybe draining kits for a little extra HP. So at this point, I think I'm pretty much at the end. You are required to have 2 Terra Captains on your team at all times. So it's going to be like a situation where I need to go and get a another Mon, which is a Terra Captain, and I went and got Pichu, which exactly that, a Pichu. Lightning Rod's a cool ability stack, pretty interesting for potential Terra fishes if I want to go that route. It doesn't have much in terms of attacking stats. 48 attacks, I guess, not terrible. I think it does learn Volt Tackle, so maybe I could throw off Volt Tackles for fun. The HP is low enough to where recoil probably won't make too big of a difference. It does have Volt Tackle, which is probably the best physical electric move you're going to get in this game. That's, you know, actually accurate. And it has decent speed as well at 60, so if necessary, is something I can do. If they have like a massive electric weakness, I can take advantage of that. And yeah, that should be the team for this season. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I really do. I think we got some good mons. I think there's some changes I've been looking at that could potentially happen, though I don't want to say it's going to happen or not, because what I was thinking of doesn't really help what I'm which against. So, but either which way, I think it should be a fun season. Little Cup's something you don't see very often. So hopefully we do good. Hopefully you guys can pull it together and I can pop off some wins. So yeah. By the time you see this video, my week one game's probably already over. But you know, can't have them all. Can't have it all. So, but we'll see you next week in week 1. He should be coming out. I think on Saturday would be a good day, but we'll see how I feel and how I get around to it. So yeah, we'll see you next week in the week 1 matchup. See you then.